you've got 20 videos, right? And yet you have 26,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you haven't taken videos down. But so
I've done some, but it was also like I did an iPhone video that I didn't even have the phone yet, and I think I did a CES one, and I could just tell, even just from like, why would you watch my videos? It's like not for this kind of stuff. And so that's always the problem, is like the reality of what I need versus what the channel needs is always a little different too. But I think one of the things that did happen to me was I got more successful than I wanted to earlier. So like, people mentioned me on some podcasts. I will like forever owe Renee Ritchie, because anytime I'm into stuff, it sends a bunch of people my way. And so I wish I had more time to make videos before I got subscribers. Like I did get a large chunk right at the beginning, before I knew how to like use my microphone properly or something like that. And so that toiling and obscurity thing like has benefits because you learn the process, versus I feel like I go through a full process to make that Fantascal video and trash it because it wasn't good enough for how good it should be in my mind, or because I have that many followers or something like that, and because I want to have that high level of quality. So I think but it's like, I've made 100 podcasts since then. Half of them have been live also, which is another challenge. I've launched an entire membership program and built 1,000 shortcuts, and like building that whole website thing was a challenge too. I know how to stream, I know how to produce videos. So I think that's I feel like I've knocked down a lot of those things, and it's like properly communicating shortcuts and just like making what I want to make, I think, is the biggest thing. Especially, like I said, those last 2 months you're like, I should be making videos about this, or I'm like, I could make a Xbox video, but like, what? I don't know. Yeah. So getting distracted, and it's just like time. Like I said, I'm doing all those other things, and so I put too much pressure on myself to have made a video seconds after I just recorded a podcast that does take energy and focus and things like that. So I think sometimes it's just like, it's okay. It's like, you need to just like not stress about it as much and just like have fun. And that's always like, I hear myself saying it, and when I hear that, I'm like, okay, shut up. I need to just make videos. But it's like, you do have to get that self-inspiration and just really want to be working on something you're interested in.
Yes. And you also do an insane amount. So I think you just need to be like, yeah, I got this. I'm doing pretty well, right?
I think it's also like life happens. The pandemic happened this year. I will also say, right before I started my YouTube channel, my car got broken into, and my laptop and my drone were stolen, which was both, I mean, like a financial hit, and just like I wanted to do drone stuff and couldn't there. And so I think I was always holding on to that. Or then a couple months after I started my YouTube channel, my girlfriend is from Paradise, California, which is the town that caught on fire in those major California fires. And so like they lost their house entirely, and that affected me a lot in ways that it's not easy to tell that it's affecting you as you're in it. And so that was definitely hard. Or like Shortcuts itself has a lot of bugs, and I think that's kind of why sometimes I'm saying it's like it wasn't ready yet, because it's a app by acquisition, and so the Apple didn't build it. And even then, Shortcuts touches every single part of every operating system, part of the operating system, and so it's prone to lots of bugs, and still has them to this day. Or like 2 weeks ago, I had to resort all of my shortcuts twice. That's a lot of work. That is like 25 hours of work. I would say I'd spent 150 hours organizing my shortcuts or more in the last couple of years. So like, there's a lot of just, I'm like, man, why didn't I make a video? And it's like, because I can't even use the thing. So it's like, I blame myself for like the environment around me, and sometimes acknowledging that those things are happening and doing what you can, and just moving forward on stuff makes a big difference, as opposed to being like, I should be doing better. Like,
yeah, there are circumstances, right? They're out of your control. You can't do anything about it. And the fact that you're carrying on is great. You haven't just gone, forget it, right? You've gone, okay, look, it is this, and let's move on.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay.
You always have to get through it before you can look back and be like, oh yeah, like, but that's the worst when you're in it and you're like, like.
Yes, hindsight is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's even easier when it's not you. So I'll just, sit here and be like, yeah. Right.